Hello friends. Welcome back. Today, I want to introduce you to a very special mechanical friend. It sits here on the table looking a bit like a tool you might find in a garage, or something you see in action movies, held by the hero. But today, we are not going to look at it as a weapon. We are going to look at it as a fascinating little machine. This is the Glock 17 Airsoft pistol. And don't worry, I made a promise. I am going to explain how this works so simply that even my dear grandma, who thinks a mouse is only a furry animal, will understand it perfectly. First, let's step into a time machine. The year is 1980. The music is funky, the hair is big, and the cars are square. In Austria, the army is looking for a new pistol. Now, for 100 years, guns were made of heavy, cold steel. They were shiny, beautiful, but heavy as a brick. If you carried one all day, your pants would fall down. Enter a man named Gaston Glock. Now here is the funny part. Mr. Glock was not a gun maker. He made curtain rods. Yes, the things that hold up your drapes. He also made knives and plastic shovels. When he heard the army needed a new gun, he thought, why not make it out of plastic? Plastic? For a gun? Everyone laughed. They said, Gaston, are you crazy? It will melt in the sun. It will break if you drop it. But Gaston knew something about modern science. He used a special superplastic, a polymer, that was stronger than steel, but much, much lighter. It was like trading in a heavy, rusty iron bicycle for a brand new carbon fiber racing bike. When he released the Glock 17 in 1982, it didn't break. It didn't melt. It worked perfectly. And today, almost every police officer you see, from New York to London, carries one. It became the Toyota Camry of pistols, simple, reliable, and it just works. Now, let's look at this specific one I have here. This is an airsoft version. It does not shoot real bullets with fire and gunpowder. No. It shoots tiny little plastic balls smaller than a pea. It is used for a sport, kind of like a very high-tech version of tag or paintball. But if it doesn't use gunpowder, how does it shoot? Does it use magic? Nope. It uses gas. See this heavy metal block I pulled out of the handle? This is called the magazine. But I want you to think of it as the battery or the fuel tank. Inside this tank, we put something called green gas. Imagine it is just like the compressed air inside a can of hairspray or whipped cream. It is squeezed in there tight, and it really wants to get out. When I put the magazine into the gun and pull the trigger, a little hammer inside knocks on a valve. It's exactly like popping the tab on a soda can. Psst. A burst of gas rushes out. This gas has to do two jobs at the exact same time. Job number one. It pushes the little plastic ball out of the front. Zoom. Off it goes to hit the target. But job number two is the cool part. The gas also pushes the top part of the gun, this part called the slide, backwards. Watch. Did you see that? The top kickback. We call this blowback. It's like when you turn on a garden hose full blast, and the hose kicks back in your hand. This makes the toy feel real. And when it slides back, it resets the engine, picks up a new ball, and gets ready for the next shot. It is a self-reloading machine. Now you might be asking, what does it look like inside? Usually, to see inside, I would have to take this apart with a screwdriver and probably lose all the tiny springs onto the sofa. But thanks to a wonderful piece of software called World of Guns, Gun Disassembly, we don't have to make a mess. Look at this. This is the X-ray mode. It makes the plastic transparent. Do you see those black parts? That is the trigger system. Remember I told you about Mr. Glock's curtain rod engineering? He designed a safety system that is brilliant. Look at the trigger. There is a tiny little lever in the middle of it. It looks like a little tongue sticking out. Think of this like the child-proof cap on a medicine bottle. If you push the trigger from the side, or if the gun falls on the floor, that little lever gets stuck. It locks the trigger. The gun physically cannot go off. You have to deliberately put your finger right in the middle, pressing the little lever and the trigger together to unlock it. It's a passive safety. It's always on duty, keeping you safe. This game is an amazing tool. It lets you slice the gun in half, slow down time, and see exactly how the gas flows and the springs bounce. If you are curious about machines, you can play with it yourself. I've put the info in the description. It's like a puzzle game for engineers. Now, before we finish, we must talk about the most important thing: safety. Even though this shoots plastic peas, we treat it with the same respect as a chainsaw or a car. We have 4 golden rules that even grandma needs to know. Rule number 1. Always treat the gun like it is loaded. Even if you think it is empty, check it anyway. It's like checking the stove to make sure it's off before you leave the house. Rule number 2. Never point it at anything you don't want to destroy. Don't point it at the cat, the TV, or your best friend, unless you are on a playing field wearing protection. Rule number 3. Keep your finger off the trigger. Look at my hand. My finger is straight, resting on the side of the gun. We call this trigger discipline. We only touch the trigger the moment we are ready to shoot. It's like keeping your foot off the gas pedal until the light turns green. Rule number 4. Know your target. Know what you are shooting at and what is behind it. And finally, always wear your eye protection. These plastic balls can bounce off walls. You only have one pair of eyes, so let's keep them safe. So, there you have it. The Glock 17. It started as a crazy idea from a curtain rod maker, and it became the most famous pistol in the world. And thanks to clever engineering and compressed air, we can enjoy it safely as a sport. I hope this little tour made sense to you. If you want to explore the insides of this machine yourself, check out World of Guns. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.